Hi, I'm here with Philip Koh, who is Senior Practitioner here in Kuala Lumpur. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you, Tara.
Well, I understand that you are chairing the Sanctions Conference tomorrow, and I'm curious, can you tell us what some of the big topics that will be covered in tomorrow's conference?
Well, tomorrow is a very unusual thematic for a conference. It arose because the realization that the global arena in international transactions has been impacted by sanctions, and historically it has been a long genesis. U.S. sanctions on Cuba, sanctions of UN against certain so-called rogue regimes, so-called, right? And how these sanctions and what consequences does it have on transactions, and when that happens, obviously the contracting parties would desire that there's some resolution to that. So the team therefore was set up, and we have an excellent list of speakers, and essentially the key issues would be one word is arbitrability. Is sanctions something that is arbitrable, or is it really a geopolitical decision by Western powers against what they consider as behavior of nations that they are not happy with? So this issue of arbitrability will be one of the central issues that will be discussed. Obviously, there are other issues, contractual issues, the usual common law and equivalent in civil law, force majeure problem, or they call it act of God or intervention of governments. Does that mean the contract does not need to be performed? What are the rights and remedies when that happens? So obviously, when there's a major contract involved, nations are involved, the issues are extremely vexed.
And I understand that one of the big topics is going to be on the arbitrability of sanctions. What are some of the challenges with that?
Well, the whole issue that, I think there are many layers of the meaning of the word sanctions even, right? I mean, you can have indirect impact. For example, a sanction on use of the banking system, which is extremely telling, because all global economies are linked through banking transactions. So, for example, if the US says that no more banking transactions to be effected by a certain country, let's take North Korea, for example, all right? It's extremely serious because trade will dry up, because trade needs banking transaction. So immediately there's an issue of, is something like this arbitrable? Or is it just the contract is still valid? If you can't get the financing, what does that mean? This is only one simple illustration. And really, we're looking forward to an exciting time again, because there are speakers in this area in our whole day, which combine both academic acumen and practical experience, which will unpack this meaning of arbitrability. I'm looking forward to it. I must confess that we in emerging jurisdiction like Malaysia, these issues are extremely, in some way, novel, because we have not encountered it. So I'm looking forward to a delightful day of learning and listening. So even my answer is very partial, Tara, I'm afraid. Yeah, you should corner the expert tomorrow, right?
Yeah, well, I do appreciate your time, and I definitely appreciate the overview, what we can expect to hear tomorrow.